Let's get the read from former New York Republican Congresswoman Nan Hayworth, Fox News contributor Kat Timpf, Democratic strategist Scott Levinson. Scott, what do you think of this?
I think it's interesting that we're framing this in what is fair, because all's fair in love, war, and politics, Neil.
But he usually would stop at the border.
It's just, I think what is conventional has been thrown out of the door with this president. When you start tweeting at 2 a.m., at 3 a.m. to say you're not playing by the rules is a little incongruous to say.
And we should stipulate, Nan, I mean, the fair is fair, that when the president's been on foreign soil, he's bashed his predecessors on foreign soil, and as a candidate. So I know we have to look at that in perspective, but it just seems, in this case, where the Clintons are getting paid for this, it sort of rubs salt in the wound here.
Well, you know, Neil, I think it's true. I think that the game has changed. But if you look at that Toronto venue, okay, that was an enormous stadium, 20,000 people it could seat. They had 3,300 people there. Tickets were sold for a fraction of what the lowest ticket price was. So
Michelle Obama, then, it was not.
No. So it's sort of, I mean, in a way, it's kind of pathetic. It's like, does anyone care what they have to say? I mean, they've been like the portrait of Dorian Gray revealed in the Me Too era. Monica Lewinsky is now a heroine. Unfortunately, this couple has not aged well, so I'm not sure anybody really particularly cares what they have to say.
I mean, the fact that we're speaking about it today kind of answers the question of how relevant it is. The best thing that happened to the Clintons was that they're clickbait today.
Yeah, well, perhaps, but you know what I'm saying.
And by the way, the controversy this generates, and it can fill seats as well. But it's not the first time politicians on foreign soil decide to go after a sitting president of either party. But it has picked up steam here, and a lot of Democrats come on the show and tell me, well, the president started it, Neil. He debased the process. So all's fair in love and war, you say?
I think that there's some truth to that. However, I just can't stand the fact that Bill Clinton is actually able to go out there and give speeches at all. That's completely bananas to me. Because it's not just the Monica Lewinsky thing. This is someone who's been accused of sexual assault or misconduct by more than 12 women.
With the misogyny
but with more than 12
women.
We're talking about Bill Clinton right now. We're talking about Bill Clinton right now. I think that rape is a little worse than misogynistic speech also.
First of all,
and I'm not talking about
a rape when there's never been a crime or an indictment or an accusation is just shameful.
This only applies when we're talking about Democrats. So many Democrats say that the feminists, we have to believe women, but when it comes to Bill Clinton, all of a sudden his victims don't matter.
Guys, I don't want to get too far afield because there's a lot of crazy talk on both sides here. But the one thing that is added to this is, and maybe given the environment and this, anti-Trump feeling that's developing here, no less than Barack Obama, trying to remind folks there was a time when White House insiders weren't routinely being indicted. Take a look at this.
Not only did I not get indicted, nobody in my administration got indicted, which, by the way, was the only administration in modern history that can be said about.
A number of officials were held in contempt and all of that. But having said that, I mean, his point was, Donald Trump is a little rich to pointing fingers at me and pointing fingers at his predecessors, you say?
Well, you know what? Look at what President Trump has done in terms of putting millions of Americans back to work, in terms of nearly 500,000 manufacturing jobs, in terms of rising wages. I think there's a lot of envy on the part of people like Bill Clinton, especially since Bill Clinton has been eclipsed for reasons, I agree, Kat, he has been disgraced in a lot of ways.
But, does Barack Obama have a point, Kat, to say, all right, say what you will may, and whether I'm responsible for that economic turnaround or not, none of some of the malfeasance was happening in my administration that seems to be coming up a lot in this one.
Well, he also didn't have to deal with the kind of media attention that the media is placing on President Trump. There was Fast and Furious. There were scandals when it came to President Obama.
Benghazi.
But there was Benghazi, but the media didn't cover those the same way that they cover President Trump.
For this administration?
I'm just curious.
Is there any responsibility?
Absolutely. There's plenty of things that President Trump has said and done that I disagree with.
The question was specifically about indictments and charges against members of his administration. What say you?
What indictments have there been against members of the president's administration?
Or former top officials.
I'm going to wait and see what the results of the investigation. I'm someone who supports this investigation. I think that the sovereignty of our elections are very, very important, and I don't think that it should be such a partisan issue.
The administration doesn't get a fair shake, and then he had said that. Do you think this administration gets a fair shake in the process?
I think that we live in a time of partisan politics at its polls, and I think those that watch MSNBC believe that they're right and they're reflecting their viewpoint, the same viewers of Fox. We live in a divided nation. I think that's clear.
Viewers of Fox happen to be right,
I cover,
folks on the
I cover them both.
You know,
viewers
and
on Fox are
people
right,
think
though,
you're
Scott.
fair. That's what's most important.
It's interesting, guys, and we'll see. It's always in the eye of the beholder, and it is going to get nastier.
There's a lot
I
of
think we have,
hypocrisy.
2 years in 2020?
2 more years, for sure.
How many Democrats are running
years.
in 2020? I'm
We're
saying
right,
at least 2
I
dozen.
count 18, but...
Oh, 2 dozen at least. 2 dozen at least. That'd be a large debate stage.
That sure would.
It'd be like Italy.
Broad.
All right.